Hey guys, Zach here. I know it's called football. Welcome back. The U.S. men's team and Mexico playing to a standstill last night at the Azteca 0-0. It ended in Mexico City and really what some are calling a boring game. I'm not quite sure we watched the same game. There was plenty in it from both teams, really. Mexico controlling a lot of the game with their possession and surely their counterattack, was pretty threatening throughout the game. You have to say when the U.S. did have possession and quite a few sloppy passes here and there. You have to say really what comes to mind is that Yunus Musa pass towards the end of the game. We really probably got away with one there. But you have to say the same for Mexico. Two really, really clear-cut chances for Kristen Pulisic and Jordan Pefok. You have to say it's really, we got a point at the Azteca. You have to say it is quite a good result in the end. But from my perspective, I think it's more 2 points dropped because those chances on another day, you put those away and you're looking at another 2-0 scoreline. And to beat Mexico 2-0 at the Azteca would have been an absolutely fantastic result. Not just for the table and how things, especially Canada losing, Panama drawing last night, you have to say things could have gone a lot better last night for the Americans. But here we are. We take the point and we move on to Panama. Now, I want to just go over, again, those two chances. The Kristen Pulisic chance, it just seemed like he didn't quite catch it where he wanted it and hit it right at Ochoa. Had to make the save, really didn't have to do too much, but again, was there. We know Ochoa is a quality goalkeeper for Mexico. And the Jordan Pefok chance, really, it was horrendous. Gio Reyna, brilliant ball over the top from Kellen Acosta, and Gio Reyna had the nerve and the calmness to place it on a platter, and he was nowhere near. I don't know why he took it with his left. It just seemed like he couldn't get his legs sorted out. He had all the time in the world and just felt a bit rushed. But, it's a chance you would expect him to take. 17 goals in 24 games over in the Swiss Super League for young boys Pefok has, which is why when he came on, I was excited to see him. I thought maybe he would have started. Didn't think Ricardo Pepi had a very bad game. Wasn't a lot of service. Was there in the build-up to the first game, the first chance for Christian Pulisic in the first half. Played his part in that chance. I think did overall. He did all right, Ricardo Pepi, I think. But when he came off, I didn't make too much of a fuss about it in the end because, of course, Pefok coming on in the form that he's in, I thought if he had the chance, he would take it. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way. Now, I want to talk again about Mexico, El Tri. As I was saying last night, crying, complaining, and cheating. Again, it's really the same old story with Mexico. The way they play, this is their mentality. They have players that are getting older now, especially when you look at players like Hector Herrera. The way he was throwing legs in at Gio Reyna when he made that fantastic run, just not a care in the world. If that was a Mexican player, I 100% chance that player goes down, makes a fuss, grabs his leg like it was blown off or chopped off by Wolverine's claws. I mean, they were doing it all game. They do it every game that we play. Doesn't matter what the opposition is when Mexico players, they're going to be rolling around, diving on the ground, crying, cheating, complaining. That's El Tri in a nutshell for me, and I thought the referee did a very good job last night. A little too liberal with the yellow cards. I thought the first yellow card given to Miles Robinson was, again, Chucky Lozano, he flopped around. Yeah, there was some contact, but look, it was 10 minutes into the game. I don't think it was a yellow card offense. But, he was very smart to keep his head throughout the game and had a very good game alongside Zimmerman, of course, who I think needs to be, is gaining more and more respect as his international career continues. I thought he was brilliant last night. If it wasn't for Yunus Musa getting man of the match, I thought probably it would have gone to Zimmerman. Again, so strong in the air, so confident, and so good defensively last night, was everywhere and had a fantastic game. I think both him and Miles Robinson at the back, very, very solid. So happy to see him in the starting 11. I didn't expect him not to be, but again, it was great to see him there and having another good game. Now, again, continuing on the referee, I think he did a good job with the exception of a couple yellow cards, even one. I can't remember the player now, but one of the players that got a yellow for Mexico. I didn't think it was a yellow card offense. Again, it was very early in the game, 20 minutes or so. And it doesn't mean that it's not a yellow card offense. The Edson Alvarez foul on Christian Pulisic, it was clearly a yellow card. Not just pulling him back. Maybe that wouldn't have been a yellow, stopping the play like that, especially because there was no goal-scoring chance. It was right in the middle of the pitch for the most part. But the way he grabbed him, you see he grabbed his neck, he hooked onto him, and he yanked him back. I certainly thought that was a yellow card. And the referee, again, overall, I think had a very good game, was smart. I did think Edson Alvarez had about four other fouls after his yellow card that perhaps he could have seen a second yellow. Maybe would have been a little unfair. I didn't think they were horrendous challenges or anything like that. I guess you could say they were smart fouls. Edson Alvarez he's a very smart player. He's a quality player. Maybe Mexico got away with one there. Certainly got away with the two chances that we missed, but better to move on from that. Yeah, Alexis Vega shown a yellow card for diving. It was shameless. Really, really was shameless. I don't know if these footballers don't look at the screen. They don't watch highlights. You must sit with your team afterwards and analyze the game. And you should feel absolutely embarrassed. I mean, you really don't see that from American players. Maybe Pulisic is one of the main culprits. But again, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he's picked on the most, being one of the best players that we have, and I think he is picked on. But the screaming, the rolling around, it just is. It's such shameless and pathetic behavior. And Mexico are just so good at it, and they love to do it. I know I'm praising the referee here maybe a little too much. But again, I think he handled it very well. I thought Lozano probably should have been shown a yellow for simulation as well, because he did the same thing about 20 minutes earlier, looking for a penalty, and it's just embarrassing. I mean, all the more reason to beat Mexico, and of course there's a massive level of respect, of mutual respect. Seeing Ochoa and Pulisic after the game come together, all the man in the mirror stuff, and that's just talk. That's just to hype up games. Obviously, there's no real sinister hate. I don't think. But look, it's just a fact. This is how Mexico plays. It's really it is the theme in CONCACAF. If you look at teams like Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, a lot of these teams just flop around and try to make a meal of everything. And I don't know why, because a lot of these teams have so much quality. When you see, I think Pepe it was in the first half, and there was a foul called. I don't think it was a foul. The Mexican center back clearly won the ball. Pepe went over. You didn't see him rolling around. He tried to get up so fast he was still sliding. And I think that probably says a lot to do with the mentality that Greg Berhalter has put into these players, and probably just the players alone. They don't want to give up. They would rather push on forward and try to score and make an opportunity than just flop and hope to get a free kick. Gio Reyna, a fantastic example of that last night on that brilliant run he was on. Probably could have gone down or slowed down or let himself get tackled or something along those lines, but the fire, the hungry, the appetite he had to keep going, it's very commendable. And I'm just sick of it in the goal. As an American who loves this sport, talking to a lot of friends, other Americans in general, having to defend it over and over again. When you try to watch games with friends or get friends into it, it's just boring. I mean, it's very, very tiring to have to keep doing this over and over again. And I don't want to, shit on Mexico too much, but yeah, it's just sad. It really is sad. The quality they have, it's completely unnecessary. So let's move on. Again, I talked a little bit about Zimmerman. I think he deserves a little more respect. Jedi Robinson, Miles Robinson, really good at the back. I mean, Anthony Robinson is one of my favorite players, and I've said this for months. He's brilliant. He's quick. He's good defensively. You see him, he gets forward, and the way he recovers, full sprint to come back, and maybe he doesn't reach the player with the ball in the counterattack, but his pressure alone is most of the times enough to turn a player or to cut off an avenue or a passing lane. And I thought he did very well last night. Anthony Robinson, brilliant, brilliant player. Palmer Brown came on, made his debut at the back. He came on with Aaron Long, who's back from injury, and they both really shored up defensively and moving to a back. And we had back five, we had that third center back in there. And it really paid off. It was a smart substitution from Berhalter, and it paid off in the end because there was a couple sloppy moments in that and frantic moments in that penalty box where Stefan couldn't see the ball and it just had to be cleared out. And again, this is the game you expect, especially away at the Azteca, a stadium like that. High altitudes, you're getting tired. 70th minute, your legs are jelly. It's harder to catch your breath. And those players showed a lot of fight and a lot of spirit, a lot of maturity last night. All the players on the pitch. Kellyn Acosta I thought was brilliant. Gio Reyna when he come on, fantastic. Pulisic, maybe not his best game. The chance, especially, hopefully he doesn't hang his head, about that opportunity. And you saw him in the press conference. Looked pretty lively and that was good to see, certainly from Christian Pulisic. Moving forward now, talking about Panama, it's tricky now because we have a couple players out. DeAndre Yedlin now out, and it seems like Shaq Moore is going to be coming into the side. I'm not sure about Joe Scally. I would have liked to see him come in. Of course, Reggie Cannon's still out with COVID, so I would assume Shaq Moore is going to fill in at that right back position. And look, I think Shaq Moore is a good player. I think he can fill that position totally fine, especially against Panama. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game, but he is a very physical player. And I think he'll do well if he is, in fact, going to be the player filling in for the suspended Yedlin. The midfield, I'm not quite sure. There's a little bit of a mix-up now. I don't know if Musa is going to have to be rested. He did look like to pick up somewhat of a knock. I think he did finish the 90 minutes, a man-of-the-match performance last night for Yunus Musa. Brilliant from him again. So intelligent, so quick on the ball. Before he receives a pass, you see the way he looks around for space, and was really impressed by him last night. So hopefully everything's okay with him. No injury concerns, and of course he would like to see him start against Panama. He's such a controlling figure in that midfield. Really complemented with Weston McKennie. Of course, we are without McKennie with injury. And I thought Kellyn Acosta was the obvious choice to fit in there. Again, like I said, I thought he did well. Very, very good on dead balls. Again, the ball he played over to Gio Reyna was fantastic. Unfortunately, nothing came of it. So yeah, I would like to see De La Torre come in, maybe not start. For me, it's got to be Gio Reyna and Pulisic. I don't care where you play Reyna. For me, he has to start. I'm not sure who's going to start up front. If it was me, I would probably start Pepe again. I don't know if Berhalter's going to do that. He has a couple options. So for me, I would put Pepe back up there. But maybe you give Pifok another chance. Maybe you say, look, you missed your opportunity. Take one against Panama. When we play them tonight. When we do play, I'm obviously not tonight. Today's Friday. We don't play them tonight. But you say, look, you missed your chance. Here's your opportunity. Go ahead and take it. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Berhalter's going to do. Weah also out. So that for me is obviously Gio Reyna's the player to go and slot into that right hand side, and maybe not his best position, but for me, you got to play Gio Reyna. He looks so hungry, and it's just great to have him back. So, guys, that's going to be it for me. I will see you after the Panama game, and I just want to say thank you for watching. If you have made it this far, guys, I really do appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts on the game. Give me a comment down below. Hit me up on Twitter. It's always in the description. I'm always on Twitter, trolling people, shitting on Mexico, talking football. So please let me know your thoughts on the game. Hit me up on Twitter, and let's have a discussion, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you when I see you.